What's up, everybody? Welcome in to Chasing Chips. What up? What up? It's Charles here. I'm with Josh. We're going to get a few things right off the top. We're going to talk about Dillon Brooks. We talk about Chris Paul. We're going to talk about Joel Embiid. We're going to get into the Suns. I know my boy right here is mad excited to talk about the Suns. Really not excited. He's probably sad after these first two games. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. We're going to touch on James Harden, great play against the Celtics. We're also going to talk about Miami Heat and the Knicks. And also probably the biggest series on TV in the next 10 days is Lakers Warriors. If you think there's a bigger series, you lying to yourself. That is what it is. But let's get right into it. Shout out to Joel Embiid. Congratulations, brother. You know, Africa once again holding it down with another MVP. You know what I mean? So congrats, you finally got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for him. Man, I thought he should have got it last year. 2 years ago. Yeah. But, you know, it is what it is, and you finally got it. Congrats. That's all I got to say, man. I'm happy for him. He started crying when he found out with the team. It was great. It was a great video, great environment. Hopefully he can come back strong and help them beat the Celtics. And, yeah.
Yeah, and he will.
Yeah, so, but the biggest thing of the day. Now, we're recording this Tuesday. It's the evening, but it hasn't stopped since the morning. And that's Dillon Brooks. Everybody been making jokes about Dillon Brooks, especially how Shams kind of put it, under any circumstances, we're not bringing him back, which is very disrespectful on so many fronts. And I understand people don't like Dillon Brooks. People just don't like how he's antics, so he didn't talk to the media after. But I'm one of the people that do agree with Kendrick Perkins on how Memphis handled it. They kind of made him the scapegoat. It kind of made him, like, under any circumstances, we're not bringing you back after 6 years we're playing with them. I understand. The rumor is he asked for $25 million a year, which may be just too much. I understand, but players do that all the time. But under any circumstances, does it mean just money? That means even if he lowered his price, they still weren't bringing him back. You know? And I just feel like it's a joke, but at the end of the day, how they disrespected him, like, publicly and told Shams or whoever, and Shams might have did it publicly or whatever happened, is put a very dark cloud over him. And it's going to be very interesting on what team takes the chance on signing him going forward.
The Shanghai Sharks, maybe.
See, everybody does. You really think he out the league?
No, I don't. I'm just joking. I think that he'll get a spot, but it's not going to be a contender. And if it is a contender, it's going to be for a discount. I just don't see that happening. I mean, to throw him under the bus like that, I mean, he was a big part of your culture, and, like, that series was tough, but Dillon Brooks was, like, your agitator, you know, and Pat Bev's been passed around the league, and he's the notorious agitator, but no team, like, just, like, throws him under the bus and disrespects him, you know. So I don't know. I think that was kind of classless in my opinion, and I'm not a Dillon Brooks fan, but I will say that, like, you can't be doing that as an organization. Like, that's just low class, and it's not Dillon Brooks' sole fault for them losing that series. Like, everyone acts like he activated LeBron and stuff like that. I just think the Lakers are a better team, you know? They were better than the Grizzlies, and Ja was hurt, and no one else really stepped up, you know? So, I mean, Dillon Brooks has never been notorious as, like, a really good shooter, in my opinion, and he's more of, like, an aggressor, and he didn't play well in that series, but to sit there and throw him on the bus is not the right move.
I agree. They just threw him under there, and the thing about it is that the silence was deafening. I don't think I saw any tweets from his teammates about, like, this whole thing. You know, like, I think I would have saw one. I've been on Twitter all day, so I feel like I would have saw one somewhere. Somebody say, like, all these people making jokes about Dillon Brooks is just wrong for that. He's a great teammate. Something. The thing about Pat Bev is that you can't find one NBA player that doesn't say he's a great teammate. Pat Bev is a guy that you rather have on your team than not on your team. That's always
Maybe he's
been
not a
it.
great teammate. Maybe he's not a great
Maybe
teammate.
that's the only thing I'm thinking about because under
Yep.
any circumstances is this deep cut, dog. Like, hey man, hey, would you ever take back your ex-girlfriend? No. Now, in any circumstance, she can be in my bed butt naked, and I'm still not touched. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. Hey, I'm gonna
that's
let you talk. I'm gonna get my lighter.
that's the type of stuff that's what I heard. But anywho, my boy just left. Josh just went to go get a lighter. And I don't know if y'all hearing the feedback, but I'm hearing feedback, and I'm upset at that. I'm gonna stop. And he's still gone.
What would it be?
For a lighter. Wait, everybody. Since I met Josh, he loves weed. Loves it. Works in the industry. You know what I mean? For me to see that he's taking this long to find a lighter, it's wild to me. He smokes every day. Every single day. 2-3 times a day. And the man's only have one lighter. I don't know how that's possible. How you only got one lighter? You ain't get by a value pack. You ain't got a pack of 3, or you one of them people that just lose lighters.
No.
He might be one of the people that lose lighters. But there's people out there that just stay losing lighters. I'm one of them people that lose sunglasses. Every time I buy a pair of sunglasses, I can't find them. They just mysteriously just disappear. And then when I buy a new pair, the old pair I couldn't find pops right back up. It's ridiculous. But we're not talking about Did you find it?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Hey.
There it is.
Boop, there it is.
Well, like we said, Dillon Brooks, bro, asking for 25 mil is a lot. I think you worth around.
That is a lot.
I think you're around. I mean, he did take a dip this year. He went from averaging he only averaged 14 points a game this year. You know what I mean? Last year he was at 18. Year before that 17. Year before that 16. And last year was his best year, I feel like, in his career as a Grizzly. And I think there's a lot of teams that can benefit from Dillon. But if
who's getting paid 25? No, let's look at it right now.
Okay.
So DeMar DeRozan getting paid 27, Al Horford 26, Draymond Green 25, Julius Randle 23.
No.
John Collins 23, Mike Conley. Those are all in 20s. Terry Rozier, Anthony Simons. No, those are all like ones and twos, kind of like
ones and twos. He's probably in the 12 to 15 range. He should be in the 12 to 15 range.
Yeah.
He's still scoring 14 points, and he plays solid defense.
Yeah, 12 to 15, I feel like is the appropriate.
I think, once again, this is one of those Dennis Schroeder moments. You're overvaluing yourself, as you should. You should. If somebody wants to pay you that much, hey, congratulations to you and your agent. But are you a 1 or 2 on any NBA team? Absolutely not. You're not. That's not who you are. But nope. you a solid 3 or 4. You definitely a starter. I know he's a starter. He's definitely still a starter in this league. Now, not the vocal point of the offense like I also heard he wanted to be, which I don't understand that either. Hey, my guy. I don't.
You're not that guy. You're not
that guy. You're not that guy. Yeah. But listen, you know who also is not that guy, but not that guy in the playoffs, because you just can't believe he gonna be there the entire time. And as somebody speaking from experience, Chris Paul, CP3. It's unfortunate. Got a groin injury. He's out for games 3, 4, and 5.
Like clockwork.
So, and injured it on freak play. Wasn't even going for the rebound for real. Got jumped over.
Is it a freak play? I mean, at some point, is not a freak play. At some point, he's just injury prone, right? I mean, like at some point, it's not a freak play. Like Paul George, when he's playing for the Pacers and like it was a dislocated his knee or whatever. Like
broke
that was a freak
his
play.
leg.
Yeah, broke his leg. That was a freak play. Like, he was not injury prone up to that point, and that was wild, But, like, for Chris Paul to get hurt in the playoffs, like, death, taxes, Chris Paul gets injured in the playoffs. And that's, like, the three certainties of life. And listen, I hope I eat my words as a Suns fan, but I just don't. He needs to let it go, man. And I'm not going to get on this rant about he needs to retire, because I always, I've said that before, and I need to check
Mm-hmm.
myself in the sense of, like, I don't like telling people they need to retire, but he certainly needs to take a back seat and take a paycheck, because
Mm-hmm.
he needs to get a pay cut, because, like, I don't know if he's going to continue with the Suns. Like, I doubt it. If we lose this series, which he probably
Right.
will, he's gone. There's no fucking way. Like, we were trying to package some deals to get him out this year, but it didn't work out for whatever reason, and he's gone. Like, it's going to be Kyrie most likely. We're going to be getting Kyrie, and that's that. Like, I'm thanks for all your contribution. Thanks for the hope and the buildup. We got some wins. We got some fun seasons, but he just doesn't have it in him anymore. I mean, it's just like he's too old. He's too small. He's undersized,
Mm-hmm.
and he great career, Hall of Famer. But I just don't want him on this team anymore. I really don't. And it's just, and I also don't want him on the team for other reasons, because everyone tends to have faith in him, like, from a management perspective. Like, why didn't we attempt to get someone to back Chris Paul up? Like, why didn't we go after someone? Why did we just assume solely campaign was going to cover for the lag of Chris Paul? And we got Saban Lee, who I actually like. I think Saban Lee can cook for what we're paying him. That's not
Yeah.
enough,
Yeah.
though. Like, we had to go get someone. Like, there was Reggie Jackson. There was other players out there that everyone can have their issues with the free agents available, but we should have been more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And Russell Westbrook is another one. Like, I'm very frustrated with every year the Suns continue to make the moves to get that complete team. And we're always missing the pieces. Like, 3 years ago when we took the Bucks to the playoffs or in the finals, we were lacking depth in big men. Like, we needed another center to help out with the load of Giannis driving and to help take away from DA getting into foul trouble. And that's what cost us. I feel like we struggled in rebounding, and we needed another big man, a rim
Mm-hmm.
protector. And then last year, when we lost against the Mavs, it was very evident that we needed another scorer. Off the bench. We need someone that can go create his own shot, and we refrained from making moves. We shipped Torrey Craig, and then we picked up Torrey Craig again. Okay. This year, the clear hole in on our
Point
team
guard
is
position.
the backup point guard position, So it's
Yeah,
just
for
like,
sure.
why is it I'm not getting paid here? Like, people are getting paid millions of dollars to do this. This is their dedication, this is their life, this is their career. And am I missing something? Like, am I like I mean, it's very evident, it's very clear. Like, everyone is saying it. We don't have depth. And we go and get Terrence Ross. We go and get TJ Warren, but we don't play him. We need a bucket. We scored 89 points last game? We need a bucket. We need some help. KD going 2 for 15 from 3. Who would have thought that? Not me. But we need a bucket. We need a bucket off the bench.
Right.
Terrence Ross and TJ Warren can go get you a bucket. I understand that they're defensive liabilities to a certain extent, especially Terrence Ross. But is there a disconnect between James Jones and Monty? That's why it makes me think that there's, like, one's out next year. One's out. It's either James Jones or it's Monty. Like, if I'm the owner, the new owner,
This is the
Matt
perfect time to
Ishbia,
do it too.
you gotta make a move. You gotta be aggressive this summer. You gotta ship Chris Paul. You gotta ship Ayton. You gotta get some depth, get a point guard, and either make a move to remove Monty or remove James. In my opinion, I'm removing Monty because Monty's a really great guy. He's a player's coach. He trusts his players. He's very influential, but he doesn't he's not forceful enough, and he doesn't make adjustments in game. And he has such a simple strategy that he gets outcoached all the time in the playoffs when it matters most. He got outcoached by Bud. He got outcoached by Jason Kidd. And then now he's getting outcoached by Michael Malone. And these are not like prodigy coaches. Like these are like even the fans of these franchises don't like their coaches. Like I know Nuggets fans are not a big fan of Michael Malone and his lineups and what he does. Monty's making Michael Malone look like, pop. Like Jason Kidd is looked as now not that great of a coach. But that stretch when they beat the Suns, he made Jason Kidd look like he was, a fantastic coach that was going to be with the Mavs for the next 10 years, And the same thing with Bud, with the Bucks, Like the Bucks, a lot of Bucks fans don't like him. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, Monty got outcoached again. And, I mean, there has to be some accountability. And this whole thing of like, oh, we need to get better. How about you throw some curveballs in there? Like, I know what you're going to do. Like, and I'm just watching. Like, let alone the people that are watching your game film and studying the game. Like, come on, throw some variables in there. Mix it up. Play, like, be aggressive. Like, throw some curveballs. Like, do something. Like, his game plan is so simple that it just it's easy to beat. And he loves Shamit. I still don't know what type of blackmail Shamit has on Monty Williams, but it's got to be something because that man is terrible. He's been terrible since he's been on the Suns, and yet Monty still loves to play this man because he thinks that he can play defense, which he can't. He got cooked by Jamal. Jamal put about 60 on his head, and it's very frustrating. Like I do like Josh Okogie. I do like Torrey Craig to a certain extent, but you have these scorers on your bench. We need scoring, and you refuse to play them. I do not understand. And Ayton played better. You're still soft. Chris Paul, you get injured every time we need you most. Booker, gonna cook. KD, underwhelming. The rest of the team can go to China. I don't even care, man. I'm over this. I'm very frustrated.
And as y'all can see, wait. As you can see, look at here. I had to call. Josh called me yesterday. And he let me call me. I'm sorry. I can't stop laughing because last night, called me. We went through all of this about the Suns. And all I'm trying to do is keep his head up. I'm like, hey, bro, it's only game 2. I've been here before. I've been there. I'm a Clippers
every
fan.
Year.
Every year. Every year. You think I'm happy? People come in and be Clippers injured again. Yes, I know. Right. I've been there. All right. Every time we about to do something or have a great team, somebody gets hurt. But on the same end, I'm just pretty much talking Josh off the ledge. Hey, man, don't jump. You good? You guys can come back game 3.
We're not good, dude. Chris Paul's
you're not.
Chris Paul's getting reevaluated in a week or whatever.
I said that,
and he's still gonna come back hobbled.
Yeah. Chris Paul's done it. The thing is that was the beginning of the conversation, and then you just did what you just did on the phone with me, and at the end I was like, "Yeah, you right, dog. This is a wrap. Let's just start thinking about this summer, and that's what we're gonna do right now. Let's think about this summer and what point guards are available. Kyrie Irving. If you don't get Kyrie, which I would be surprised if y'all don't get Kyrie, but the only way you can get Kyrie is you got to trade Chris Paul first because he's getting paid $30 million for the next 2 years. Last year,
I think it's not guaranteed though. It's
part guarantee. part guarantee that this coming year and the year after that non-guarantee, which is good. So, but the thing is, a team has to have
Chris
that space
Paul,
to
and
take him.
if you're Chris Paul, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want you to leave Chris alone. He's gonna do two things. Chris Paul is not gonna go to no trash team that has space for him and just plays. He's gonna retire because look, you gotta think about it. $15 million for Chris Paul. That's not that bad for 1 year. But
I'm waiving Chris Paul, honestly. At this point, like
you
I
can't
get it.
waive him.
I'm
No,
waiving him. Like I don't
no,
even care.
nobody. That's just
I
no.
don't even
That's a
care.
lot. He gonna
Or if you're fine,
yeah.
Chris Paul was sitting on the bench, then
That's the thing.
that's
Chris Paul's
fine.
not
But
gonna.
is he gonna sit on the bench?
He's not gonna be okay with going anywhere. The way he's not gonna start. Chris
Well,
Paul
then
is a
guess what?
starter.
Then guess what? You're playing for the Spurs. You know, like what do you want from me? Like no one trusts you, dude. Like no one trusts you to be reliable in the playoffs. You know, so
I think honestly, great job because I think that might be the only place where he goes and doesn't retire.
cool. Have fun.
Well, hey, if the Spurs get Wemby, and Chris is like, I can go play with Wemby for a season and two and be with
Cool.
Pop.
Can't
you know
wait.
what I'm saying, for the next 2 years, and ride it out and have fun and not have to care about winning and just get my money. That's gonna be tough for him to do, but
Can't wait. That's so fun. Great.
But yeah, like I said, you got this.
If we try to run it back with Chris Paul again next year, I'm gonna be, I'm gone. I'm not like, I can't do this. I'm not even. I'm deleting Twitter. Like if we try to ride it out again with Chris Paul after all this, no.
This backup, think about it. There's a lot of great backup point guards in the league right now. Like this summer, Fred is not a backup; he's a starter. D'Angelo, we got Dennis Schroeder, you got Gabe Vincent been going crazy with the Heat. He's solid. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even want to talk about
Trey
it.
Jones, maybe.
I'm not talking about backup center. I want a starting center. I want Chris Paul either gone or backup.
Point guard. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to. I want a starting caliber point guard. Like I don't want to deal unless we're getting a star at power forward to help. KD with these rebounds, and that's another theory I had. Is that KD looked tired?
Go ahead.
KD looked tired because I feel like he's having to crash the boards because of Ayton being so soft. I don't think it's the altitude. I think KD's having to overcompensate and crash the boards because Ayton is soft. And I think that when you look at the Warriors, you had Looney, you had Draymond, you had people that can dominate the boards.
Yeah, you didn't have to go do that.
And then even the Nets, I feel like you had Royce O'Neal, you had Claxton, you had some players that can go get you some boards. And right now, KD is our number 2 option for rebounds. Torrey Craig, maybe? I don't know.
Torrey Craig don't rebound.
Yeah.
Okogie does, but he just trash on offense. So
yeah, I think between defense, like having to be a defensive anchor and having to go get rebounds, he's exhausted. And he doesn't have – this is kind of the latter portion of his career, so he just looks tired out there. 2 for 15 from 3. Like, that's so not KD. I don't get it.
He had an off day. I think he's going to have a better game in game 3 and 4.
That's great. That's great. Good for him.
Yeah. But, it is. Before we get out of here, we got to knock out these next 3 games really quickly. First, we're going to start with Lakers-Warriors. Who do you think is the kind of the X factors? Who do you think wins that series?
I don't know. The Lakers are kind of foul merchants, so I would give them the credit. I feel like the league is kind of tired of the Warriors in general.
Nope.
So I'd say that in a sense of like, hey, it's time. It's like it's time. It's time to wrap it up. Like it's time to move on from the dynasty. And I just feel like the inevitable is going to happen. The Lakers are going to beat them in the series of 6. And I think Steph's cooking, but I feel like the Lakers are It's gonna be close, man. Honestly, it's gonna
It's
be
gonna
tough.
be close, but what you going with the Lakers in 6?
Yeah,
I got
Lakers
the
in 6.
Warriors in 6. I got the Warriors in 6, and for you to say people are tired, for one to have that one-sided first off, one-sided thinking on Warriors, people are tired of the Warriors winning. You think people ain't tired of seeing LeBron in the finals? You think people ain't tired of seeing the Lakers in the finals? You know what I'm saying? The two
Mm-mm.
teams people are tired of seeing, but they gonna be there. They always gonna be there. They have two
Yeah,
great players. They're always gonna be there. For me, I don't trust Anthony Davis, not one bit, to show up for 4 games. He's not showing up 4 games. And this is a 7-game series where I don't believe everybody's banking on, oh, the Lakers have a great team. I'm like, all the guys are brand new to this. These are lights. These lights are going to be super bright. Super bright. And the only person used to these super bright ass lights is LeBron James. Ain't nobody else on that team ready for this. But on the other end, the Warriors got a bunch of guys used to this. They've been there. They just won a chip last year. You know what I mean? Clay's starting to heat up. Jordan Poole loves playing in front of, stars. That's when he show out. He only played good against when, fine women sitting in the front
that's,
row. And
that's
that's his element. So he
yeah.
gonna be ready to go. For me to think, and then Draymond, for him to beat his best buddy LeBron so he can hold it over his head, yeah, for sure. But for me to think that the Lakers, I'm with you. It's gonna be a tight series. I don't think Lakers and Warriors. I don't think Lakers get the calls. I know I saw some GM said the Lakers are going to get more foul calls than the Warriors, which I just don't believe that because Steph Curry is by far the face of the league, and people want to keep saying it's somebody else. Steph Curry has been the face of the league for the past 8 years. You've seen it in the Kings Warrior series, highest rated first round in NBA history. Steph Curry is 6'2", doing crazy stuff. He's more relatable for most kids out here. You can relate to a 6'2" dude. You know why?
Yeah.
Because Steph is only 5 inches. He's only 6 inches taller than me. I can relate to
Yeah.
that. I can't
Right.
relate to LeBron, who's a foot taller than me. I
Yeah.
see Paul George once a week. My dude is super tall. Like, I'd be like, bro, I can't relate to you. You tall as hell. You 6'8".
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I'll tell
Steph
you what
Curry
though. I think
it's
that
Warriors in 6 for me.
Warriors in 6. That's fair, but I'll tell you what. The East is the win in this in the finals. In my
I
opinion.
don't believe that either.
Really.
Not anymore. Not how the
I mean, it depends
Celtics
on
used
if
to.
the Nuggets. I mean, I think the
Yeah.
Nuggets are going to win the West if they beat us, which they probably
Ah,
will. And
how they
then
look. Okay, go on.
how they look. What?
No, go on.
I think I tip my hat to the Nuggets. They're playing well. Jokic is doing his thing. I think Jamal Murray is a little inconsistent, but I think overall they're an aggressive. They're like a fundamental team, and they know each other. And yeah, there's continuity there. So I think ultimately the Nuggets are gonna win the West, but I think the Sixers are gonna win the East, and I think the Sixers are gonna take
I
it in
think,
six.
and that's where I'm gonna get you because I think the Warriors beat the Nuggets too, just for those same reasons. Continuity with the Warriors is higher and greater, and I believe they have 2, 3, and 4 guys that are consistently gonna show up every game. Looney is one of those 4 guys. Is gonna show up every game. Clay is gonna show up every game. You know what I'm saying? The Nuggets, you got Jokic. That's it.
Clay's gonna show up every
I
game.
don't. Bro, come on, man. Clay shoots. I get Clay. I believe. I'm looking. Clay is my favorite Warrior. I like Steph, but Clay is my favorite Warrior. I like his banter. I like how he goes about himself. I love Clay. I think he's fantastic as a person. It's great. I think Clay shows up every game, does his thing, scores his.
Last game he went 2 for 10 from three. Scored 16 points.
I mean, yeah, I would believe that. Clay's a rhythm guy. I would say that. And Steph went for 50.
Yeah, that's fair.
You don't when your teammate's going for 50, you know how to be like, all right, I'll take my shots when I can get them, but it's all you, bro.
I'll tell you
So
what, who's a big question mark though is Jordan Poole. Like, what's going on with that dude?
that is a big
He's
question
been
mark, but I'm
terrible.
one of them people that thinks he shows up because he loves the lights. He loves playing in front of people. He loves that. And that's why I think the Warriors, I think this is going to be their toughest series. I mean, another tough series for them, but I think they beat the Nuggets easier than they beat the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
think that. And I think on the Eastern side, how the Celtics look and how the 76ers are stepping up, it depends on when Embiid comes back. If Embiid comes back game 3, game 4, they'll win that series. If Embiid don't come back in game 3, I think the Celtics take that game and get up 2-1. And then it becomes very interesting going down. But on the other end, you keep giving Miami a life, they might surprise everybody, end up in the finals. And if they
Stop it.
do,
Stop it.
I don't think they beat anybody on the West. But I agree. But the thing is, people keep giving Miami life. Stop giving them life. Beat them. Get them out the gym. But you leave letting a team like that hang around, and Jimmy Butler becomes playoff Jimmy in the last 5 minutes of the game. He's unstoppable. It's just what it's gonna be. So I think for me, I'm still gonna. My Bucks was my pick, but I'm gonna still go with the Celtics coming out. I think it really is a part 2 of last year's finals, Warriors, Celtics, and
Oh, that'd be so lame. Oh, I
it,
hate that so much.
I'm sorry. It's just I just think the Celtics will get it together. They're just the best team in the East,
I
and
want the Sixers in there, and I want the Nuggets in there. I want some fresh blood.
that is a boring ass finals, dog.
What you mean? That's a great. If you like basketball, if you know ball, Sixers and Nuggets is a great series. And anyone that doesn't think that's a great series, Charles, you're part of the problem.
I think
You're part of the
Warriors
problem.
Sixers. I think. Hold on now. First off, don't ever say I don't know basketball. I know my game. I know
I
what it
don't,
is. But I
I'm
think
just saying, like,
Warriors
if you
Six. I think Warriors Sixers will be way more entertaining. You know what I'm
no,
saying? It's still
ew. I
entertaining.
don't. I want the Warriors out of there. I'm tired of them. I want the Warriors
Oh,
out
okay.
of the finals. Like I'm tired of watching Draymond kick people in the balls. Like I'm just tired of baby the baby assassin. Like I do love Steph. Steph is one of my favorite players. But it's time for some fresh blood. Like for the NBA, for the health of the NBA, let's get some new teams in the finals. That's
And
what
I
I
and
would
I
like.
just yeah.
That's just my
I,
opinion.
and I disagree because the NBA rides on dynasties. You only talk about dynasties.
That's
We the
cool.
lat, you know what I'm saying? It rides on that. And we have to go back last 3. The Bucks is an anomaly. 1 year, Warriors, Lakers, Spurs. You know what I'm saying? Lakers. You got what is after what's who's on the East that's won multiple times? Not nobody. You just but every single year from then, it's LeBron in every final. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then before that, you got Lakers again. You got Bulls again. And then a
Right.
random anomaly of the Rockets winning 2 years. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's what I'm
And
that's
then
what
you
I'm just
got
tired of. You
Bulls
know.
again. And then you
Well,
got the
don't forget
random
Cleveland. Don't
Pistons
forget
winning.
Cleveland. The
And
Cleveland
then,
one.
oh yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The random years is the Rockets been back to back, Cleveland winning 1 year,
Mavs
Bucks
won one.
winning 1 year,
Yeah, but
and the
I'd say
Mavs
that
won one.
I'd
Other than
say
that,
let's.
dynasties across the board.
It's time for a new
A new
team.
dynasty,
Not a new
but what
dynasty. I
I
just
think
like
the
a new
Celtics can be
team
that,
winning every year. I want a new team to win every year because I
and
want it to
Celtics
like
can do that.
I want it to be that competitive.
I
I
think
want it to be that competitive.
I think the Celtics can beat the Warriors in the finals.
Yeah, I think the Celtics and I think that's what I said. The East is going to win. So if so I think it's either going to be Sixers or the Celtics. That's what I think it's going to be this year. My prediction.
All right, there it is.
There it
We
is.
talked about all of it. We talked about Celtics, all that stuff. Got it all in. We going a little over our 25-minute time that we
Chasing
try to keep it at for
chips.
y'all.
Chasing
So
chips. Still to this day, never fails.
never fails. It was a great name. We thought we eventually would be able to be like, hey man, we're still called Chasing Chips, but we both have chips.
Nope.
No, no, no.
Maybe my son. My son can experience a championship. You know.
Clippers get. I'm still going on with my thing. Clippers getting a chip before we go into the Intuit zone. So my goal is, I feel like next year we're gonna be healthy. We're gonna Kawhi, PG, everybody gonna come out the gates. We're gonna be the best team in the West next year. You know what I'm saying? From the jump, we're gonna start off like,
With who?
watch this.
Well,
We're
you
gonna
got some
start off.
variables. You got some variables. So I mean, that's confidence for a lot of unknowns that are happening. You're gonna be shipping one of your stars. So
No, we're not shipping. What? Why would we do that? Why?
are
For
you
one,
still on this train? Are you still on this train of not wanting to ship either Kawhi or Paul George? In my opinion, Kawhi, you should ship him. Go
I
get
am.
go get Jaylen Brown.
I just don't think Boston's gonna give up Jaylen Brown
If they
if
lose
they
this
lose.
series.
They lose the series, maybe. If
Seems
they,
like Jaylen Brown don't want to be there.
I mean, yeah, he's been
They
running
might
through
not
all
have a
over the
choice.
place. Yeah, but
Where's Jaylen Brown from?
I think he's from out here. No, I don't know. He
No
went to
way.
Berkeley.
That would work out for
No,
you.
but the funny thing is, I just Jaylen Brown and PG on the same team. It's like the same player.
No.
No.
One's a shooting guard, one's a small forward. Boom. Buckets. He's from Georgia.
Thank you for pointing out the difference.
Yeah. And they
Yeah,
both
yeah,
I mean, like, Paul George can hold it down on defense. He's a great defender.
yeah.
And Jaylen Brown can go get his buckets now. And then you get a point guard like a Mike Conley or you keep Russ, whatever.
Yeah,
That
but
can
we want Russ back. I think another
Yeah.
season with Russ. Nice little 1 year contract with him. Just ride it out. But
I'd give up a
we're
pick or
not.
two.
We're going. What I'm saying, going down a road that we can go down for a long time.
Yeah.
We'll revisit all of this over the summer. But I appreciate y'all checking in with us. I appreciate y'all watching. Once again, Chasing Chips, comment below, subscribe, all the things people always say on all these YouTubes, you know what I mean? And just
Yep.
pray for my brother over here. He's going through it. The
Yeah, I'm
next
gonna
few
cry,
days,
probably. I'm gonna
he's
cry.
got the next few days to like sulk. His fiance ain't there, so he got the whole house to himself, so it's just straight silence.
Tired.
Ain't
I'd
got
say
nothing.
just in my mind, in my thoughts,
Ain't got
there's
thoughts about to be
just
blazed.
contemplating how much I spend watching basketball, YouTube Suns videos, and all the reporting, all the analysts, all this stuff, just to get disappointed every year. So it's been fun, but I'm so dumb because I do it every year. It never fails. So
And you're
that
never
is
gonna
the
change.
definition of a diehard fan.
It
Always
is.
devoted. Good for the Suns franchise. They got a lifer. I'll continue to pay my money for you to disappoint me every year. Thanks.
Every year.
Thanks, Phoenix. Appreciate you. All
Peace.
right.